Wrestling sucks. And now you can't take that at face value and exactly what it means, all right? I'm Weston Wickman. I've been wrestling my entire life, and I love the sport to death. I think the sport itself is the greatest sport on planet Earth. I think the support system that we have through wrestling sucks. And I was gonna make a video on how to fix that, but I think first you need to understand why it sucks and where we're at right now. So currently wrestling is growing at a very good rate. We have women's wrestling, which is skyrocketing. I think college wrestling is doing well. I think the last NCAA numbers were a little bit down, but I'm not really smart enough to tell you why that is. But I will tell you what I do know, is I think we have too many streaming platforms for wrestling. And there's no centralized thing to stream wrestling on. We have Flow Wrestling, we have Big Ten, we have whatever SoCons and the other conferences in college wrestling are. We have, I don't think track wrestling is really a thing anymore, but it was track wrestling. We have Rofkin doing events with other teams and stuff like that. And then in other states, we have like kind of their state, how to watch it in the state. Wisconsin has Wisconsin Wrestle, which is doing awesome things in Wisconsin right now. But I just don't think that for growing the sport, they're not all working together to grow the sport, and I don't think it's the best situation we have going on right now. What else is wrong with the sport? Currently, there's not much money in it. If you're not the best guy at your weight class, winning world titles or NCAA titles, you're not getting much money unless you know a guy who knows a guy. And I just think that's not a way to grow the sport, because you take guys, great wrestlers, right? And maybe their senior year of college, they're getting there. Maybe they All-American, something like that, where they're starting to become a good guy, and they look at it and be like, man, can I beat David Taylor on the world team? I don't think so. And then there's no money in it for them. And what are they going to do? Just train and be broke the entire time, or go out and get a job and leave the sport of wrestling? And that's currently where we're at with wrestling right now. And I just don't think there's a way that enough people in the wrestling world can make a living off of doing wrestling. So that's another reason that sucks, and we have people leaving our sport. Lastly, we don't have a centralized wrestling system. We have 3 different styles: folk style, freestyle, and Greco. And then beach wrestling is kind of on like their rise up, but I really don't think anyone pays attention to beach wrestling right now. So let's just take the 3 styles. Folk style, people in college and watching college wrestling, unless you wrestle, you don't understand folk style. And they're constantly changing the rules of folk style. So how are you even supposed to keep up with it? Freestyle, completely different than folk style. If you do understand folk style, you don't understand freestyle, because you're like, why is that guy getting points? I thought back points were a thing. Why is he just getting points when he rolls on his back? And then Greco is a whole nother thing of, why aren't these guys shooting? Why are they standing straight up? What is going on right now in this sport? So I think the 3 styles don't help either. And I'm not saying that having 3 styles is bad. Take UFC, for example. They're mixed martial arts, correct? Bunch of different styles of mixed martial arts, but one reigns superior. So I think a really helpful thing would be to pick one style and stick with it and build something off of that. In my next video, I'm going to go over what I believe would be the smart move for someone to do, if not myself, to grow wrestling to a level where maybe we can have people outside of the wrestling community care about it and watch it, and hopefully be able to have people make some money doing wrestling. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and check back in with me for that next video on how to fix wrestling.